If you would like to draw an ice cream sundae, this is what you can do. You're going to go to the circle maker first, the ellipse tool, and you're going to click and drag to create 3 circles. They don't have to be the same shape. One can be larger, just like real ice cream. One can be larger, one can be smaller. And we'll draw our third one. Maybe I'll make this one a little bit more of an oval, just so that it's not perfectly round. Okay, now you'll go to your pencil tool, and we're going to draw the drip topping, whether it's caramel or hot fudge. We'll draw that next. So I'll go to my pencil tool, and I will create just kind of a wavy line. And we want each of the shapes to show a closed indicator next to the pencil. The pencil should have a 0 next to it when it's closed. After the shape is closed, you can fill it with white paint. Eventually, we will fill it with brown or tan or whatever color you'd like for the topping. To release the selection, notice that there are all these blue dots on it right now. That means the computer thinks you only want to work on the area that is selected. To deselect or unselect on your keyboard, press Command-Shift-A. And that will remove the selection. Okay? All right, so now we're going to draw this one. We want to draw each of the drips separately so that they're not identical, because in real life, the toppings would not be identical. Okay, so we have 3 ice cream scoops with the toppings. All right, the next thing we'll do is add a little bit of whipped cream on the top of these. How you draw the whipped cream is totally up to you. There's no wrong way, as long as the shape is closed. Now this, I don't feel such a need to have individualized, so I am going to copy this one. So I'll hit Command-C and Command-V as in Victor to paste it. To move this shape, I'm going to go to the black arrow, move it over to this ice cream scoop, and I'm actually going to flip it. The flip icon is over here underneath Path, Transform, WH, and then flip horizontally. And I'm actually going to tilt it a little bit. Okay? Great. Now I am going to draw a cherry for the ice cream scoop in the middle. To create a cherry, you could free draw it with the pencil tool, or you could also do this. I'm going to make a merged shape between 2 ovals. So create 1 oval, second oval that's slightly bigger, tilting it, and then I'm going to push the 2 together. And I'm going to merge these 2 shapes. So I go to the black arrow, touch the oval that's in the background, and use the merge shape under Pathfinder. If you have 2 shapes selected under Pathfinder, this first icon will unite those 2 shapes. Okay? So now I have a cherry, and I need to add a stem. So I go back to my pencil, which is letter N, and I'm going to draw a closed shape. So it's not closed. Even though it looks like it's closed, it's not until I go back to the beginning. All right. And now I can fill that with white paint. I'm actually going to move it a little bit. It looks like it's off center. So I'm going to move this a little bit down. And I don't like that you could leave it crossing in the front. That's totally fine. I personally want to move mine to the back. So I can go to Arrange, Send to Back. Yeah, I think I like that better. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit of whipped cream around this topping. Oh, not closed because I didn't make a complete closed shape. Great. Fill this with white paint and I'm going to slide it down underneath the cherry a little bit. I actually want the cherry to sit on top of this. I'm going to go back to arrange, bring to front. And I actually won't. I'll leave this one bring to front as well. All right, so now I have my 3 scoops. And I need to overlap them a little bit. So I'm going to select everything in the front here by clicking and dragging. To do that, you are going to go to the black arrow, click in the corner above the group of shapes, and drag down. That selects everything in the front temporarily, and it allows me to kind of move them all at once. I'll group it for now, and I'll go to arrange, bring to front, and I want this to sit in front of the other 2 ice cream scoops. So I'm going to slide this behind, and I'll slide this one behind as well. Okay, now I'm ready for the banana that's going to go in front. I go to the rectangle tool, click and drag. I'm not going to make it that tall. And then I'm going to round the corners. So I click on the blue dots and pull in until it's rounded. And to curve the banana, because I don't want it perfectly straight, to curve it, you go to Effects, Warp, and hold on to Warp. You're going to move to the right and then go down to Arc. Now, right now, it's arcing a positive 50%. We want to slide this down to negative 20%. And that gives me a curved shape where I can now use that. All right. And the last thing we'll do is create the bowl that this is sitting in. To do that, I'm going to make a new rectangle. And I'm going to just curve the bottom 2 corners. So I'm going to tap and pull, tap and pull. If you'd like to have a scalloped edge on the top of this shape, you can merge some circles or ovals onto the top of it. So I can click and drag and hit Command C and Command V. What this will do is merge into the shape, and then once the shapes are merged, I can see just the top edge above the straight line. So it'll look like this. Okay, I have 6. They don't have to be perfectly spaced. To move them, go to the black arrow and just kind of click and drag till you get them all kind of in line. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to merge all these shapes. So I select all of them, and I go to the Unite Pathfinder. And I could leave the bowl straight across like this, and that would certainly work. But I would like to have it curved just like the banana. So I'm going to go to Effects, slide down to Warp, go across to Arch. And I'll keep the negative 20%. And then I'll slide this up. Okay, almost done. The last 2 shapes will be the stem of the bowl. And so to do that, I'm going to add a rectangle tool. And this time I'm actually going to send it to back. And I'm going to change this curve. I'm going to go to Effect and Warp, but this time I'm going to go to Inflate. And that curves the sides in, which is what I wanted. And then I'm going to go to Arrange and Send to back so that it kind of sits behind the bowl. All right, my last shape is an oval for the bottom of the ice cream bowl. And I want to merge that with the shape above it. So I hold Shift with my hand on the keyboard. I select both shapes and merge them together with the Pathfinder. I did notice that the curve ends up changing when I merge them. So actually I think I'm going to go back to the circle and arrange, send to back, and that works just as well. I can just make both of those the same color and that'll be fine. All right, here is my finished ice cream sundae. This is one that has been done in color. So if you'd like to add color, these are some options. And then certainly you would need to add your theme. So if you have an outer space theme or soccer theme, whatever it is, you can add that to the bowl in front or add little shapes as sprinkles to the ice cream sundae. All right, good luck.